brief little hiccup there. Went off for a couple seconds.
Check the website.
Yeah, we got it now. Looks
You
like.
have-
Yeah, it looks like it's
It's
gone.
sewn,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, looks like.
Thank you.
Unless there's another creepy guy standing over me. Oh, wait.
Are we good?
It's just you.
I believe we are.
Did we get that read? 97, 2017, first reading, please.
An ordinance to amend the appropriations for the current expenses of the City of Norton for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2017, and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. This is actually for the funding for the police garage we're looking to do, where we're just going to encumber the monies to make sure we can get started on this in the future. At this time, I motion to waive the second and third readings.
I'll second.
Roll call. Oh, sorry. Yes, roll
Yes.
call.
Ms. Whipke?
Yes.
Mr. Pelot?
Yes.
Mr. Kazy?
Yes.
Mr. McGlone?
Yes.
Mr. Kernan?
Yes.
Mr. Towesley?
Yes.
At this time, I motion to adopt ordinance 97, 2017.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Ms. Whipke?
Yes.
Mr. Pelot?
Yes.
Mr. Kazy?
Yes.
Mr. McGlone?
Yes.
Mr. Kernan?
Yes.
And Mr. Towesley?
Yes.
Ordinance 98, 2017, I offer for the first reading. Ask clerk to read it, please.
An ordinance to amend the appropriations for the current expenses of the City of Norton for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2017, authorizing transfers from the general fund for calendar year 2017 and declaring an emergency.
And this is just for the public's awareness. This is out of the permissive tax for the Johnson Road repairs and some monies that had to be spent on the Historical Society. This time, I motion to waive the second and third readings.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Whipke?
Yes.
Mr. Pelot?
Yes.
Mr. Kazy?
Yes.
Mr. McGlone?
Yes.
Mr. Kernan?
Yes.
And Mr. Towesley?
Yes.
This time, I motion to adopt ordinance 98, 2017.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Whipke?
Yes.
Mr. Pelot?
Yes.
Mr. Kazy?
Yes.
Mr. McGlone?
Yes.
Mr. Kernan?
Yes.
And Mr. Towesley?
Yes.
Thank you. Ordinance 99, 2017, I offer for the first reading. Ask clerk to read it, please.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into contracts with the Legal Defender's Office of Summit County, Ohio Incorporated, and declaring an emergency.
This is just boilerplate legislation we do every year, and it's to make sure that indigents have representation. This time, I motion to waive the second and third readings.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Whipke?
Yes.
Mr. Pelot?
Yes.
Mr. Kazy?
Yes.
Mr. McGlone?
Yes.
Mr. Kernan?
Yes.
And Mr. Towesley?
Yes.
I motion to adopt ordinance 99, 2017.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Whipke?
Yes.
Mr. Pelot?
Yes.
Mr. Kazy?
Yes.
Mr. McGlone?
Yes.
Mr. Kernan?
Yes.
And Mr. Towesley?
Yes.
Resolution 100, 2017, I offer for a first reading. Ask clerk to read it, please.
A resolution requesting the county auditor to advance taxes from the tax year 2017 collections that are payable in 2017 pursuant to Section 321.34 of the Ohio Revised Code and declaring an emergency.
Again, this is boilerplate. We do it every year, and this is so we can get our taxes, even though they haven't been actually put in yet. At this time, I waive the second and third. I motion to waive the second and third readings.
Point of
There's
order,
a-
please.
No.
Hey, don't we mean payable in 2018?
I was just going to ask that.
Let's get it right.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it should be. Move the ordinance.
Yeah, the ordinance shows 2017.
That should go for the tax year as well.
It
shouldn't
should
it?
be collect, it's advancing funds from tax, yeah, for 18.
Yeah,
Ta-
it's just, it's a typo in the legislation.
Okay.
We'll fix that before printing.
Yeah. 2017 collections payable in 2018 is what
So
it
is,
should read.
is ordinance 98 the same thing then?
No, it's
No.
100. We
Yeah, the-
have.
The
we have
body
to
of the
change it.
ordinance, oh, sorry.
Section 1 and.
Section one's
ordinance-
correct, is
Says
correct. It's just the
2018,
title
the
that
title's
needs to be
wrong.
corrected.
And that will be done before we actually sign
Sign
off
it.
on these.
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you for catching that. A motion to waive second and third readings. You get the
I'll second.
roll call?
Ms. Whipke?
Yes.
Mr. Pelot?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mr. McGlone?
Yes.
Mr. Kernan?
Yes.
And Mr. Towesley?
Yes.
Did I actually need to say that we're going to change this, or
It's just a title.
Amended.
It's just a title. It
Typo.
could be corrected.
Just a
title?
typo.
Okay, I motion to adopt Resolution 127, that we will change the title to 2018.
It'll still be Resolution 2017. I'll second.
Okay. Ms. Whipke?
Yes.
Mr. Pelot?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mr. McGlone?
Yes.
Mr. Kernan?
Yes.
And Mr. Towesley?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 101, 2017, Mr. Towesley.
Thank you, Madam President. I offer Resolution 101, 2017 for its first reading and ask the clerk to read it, please.
A resolution of appreciation for the service of Joe Casey for his service as a representative of the City of Norton Council, Ward 1, and declaring an emergency.
At this time, I make a motion to waive second and third readings.
I'll second.
Mr. Towesley?
Yes.
Mr. Kernan?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mr. McGlone?
Yes.
Mr. Pelot?
Yes.
And Ms. Whipke?
Yes.
At this time, I'd like to make a motion to adopt Resolution 101, 2017.
I'll second that.
Mr. Towesley?
Yes.
Mr. Kernan?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mr. McGlone?
Yes.
Mr. Pelot?
Yes.
And Ms. Whipke?
Yes.
And thank you, Mr. Casey, for your service.
102 resolution, Mr. Towesley.
Thank you, Madam President. At this time, I offer Resolution 102, 2017 for its first reading and ask the clerk to read it, please.
A resolution of appreciation for the service of Dennis Pearson for his service as a representative of the City of Norton Council, Ward 3, and declaring an emergency.
At this time, I'll make a motion to waive second and third readings.
Second.
Mr. Towesley?
Yes.
Mr. Kernan?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mr. McGlone?
Yes.
Mr. Pelot?
Yes.
And Ms. Whipke?
Yes.
And I would like to make a motion to adopt Resolution 102, 2017.
I'll second.
Mr. Towesley?
Yes.
Mr. Kernan?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mr. McGlone?
Yes.
Mr. Pelot?
Yes.
And Ms. Whipke?
Yes. Resolution 104, Mr. Towesley.
Should we go
103?
103.
103.
103. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
103, forgot that one.
Thank you, Madam President. I offer Ordinance 103, 2017 for its first reading and ask the clerk to read it, please.
An ordinance appointing Carrie McCumber as the Clerk of Council of the City of Norton and declaring an emergency.
At this time, I would like to make a motion to waive second and third readings.
I'll second.
Mr. Towesley?
Yes.
Mr. Kernan?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mr. McGlone?
Yes.
Mr. Pelot?
Yes.
And Ms. Whipke?
Yes. Can I just ask a question? This is a ordinance, correct?
Ordinance.
Hers is an ordinance, yes.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry, did I say resolution?
No, you said ordinance.
Okay.
I had it down both ways.
Okay. So now I'd like to make a motion to adopt Ordinance 103, 2017.
Second.
Mr. Towesley?
Yes.
Mr. Kernan?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
No.
Mr. McGlone?
Yes.
Mr. Pelot?
Yes.
And Ms. Whipke?
Yes. Resolution 104, 2017, Mr. Towesley.
Thank you, Madam President. Was it your desire for me to read this?
In full.
Me? Me?
I was asking if you'd like me to read it. I'm giving you the
Yes,
option.
right,
I
yes.
can read it, or you can read it, whatever
All
you
right, well,
feel
I
about.
will try and get through it.
Okay.
104.
Resolution number 104, 2017. A resolution of appreciation to honor and give public recognition for the dedicated service of Carla Richards as council clerk for the Norton City Council, City of Norton, Ohio, and declaring an emergency. Whereas Carla Richards has served council in the City of Norton for nearly 17 years, from June of 2001 through December of 2017, and whereas Carla initially started as a secretary to the mayor and administrative officer, and then was appointed as clerk of council in November of 2002, and whereas Carla went on to become the first ever certified municipal clerk for the city of Norton in May of 2006 and was one of only 110 CMCs statewide at that time. And whereas Carla, during her career at Norton, has endured one mayoral recall, numerous council recalls, referendums, vacancies, and appointments, not to mention numerous council elections, and whereas Carla has worked with 5 mayors, 4 administrative officers, 3 law directors, 1 clerk of courts, 6 finance directors, 21 council members, and numerous department heads during her career at Norton. And whereas Carla has been highly involved within the community and giving back to the city over the years, participating in a canned food drive for the Barberton Area Community Ministries and Norton Aid, the Battered Women's Shelter Domestic Violence Awareness with the Purple Lights Campaign and Bedding Brigade, Summit County's Services, Easter Baskets Drive, and the Pajama Program, which resulted in being highly successful. And whereas Carla has earned the respect of all she worked with, as she always aided her co-workers within the city of Norton and served its citizens faithfully during her career. And whereas Carla has demonstrated the highest example of character, ethics, morals, and unselfish service to the city of Norton and the community, and will be remembered for her dedication and commitment to all matters on behalf of the city of Norton, Norton Council, and its citizens. And whereas that Norton City Council wishes Carla Richards nothing but good health, success, and prosperity in her retirement and all future endeavors. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of Norton, Counties of Summit and Wayne, and State of Ohio. Should I go on?
Just that one more sentence, I think.
The mayor and this council do hereby acknowledge, honor, and commend Carla Richards for her dedicated public service to the community in her role as a clerk of Norton City Council. All formal actions of this council related to this resolution and all deliberations of the council and any of its committees that resulted in such formal action were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. This resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after the earliest period allowed by law. This is well, I guess we haven't adopted it yet.
Almost.
Thank you. I just want to add to, before we move forward, that, things that happen back here that the public doesn't see, Carla is very intricate in, and I've appreciated your professionalism, Carla, and I've coveted your advice over the years and really appreciated serving with you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Carla, I'd like to express the same. Everything you do is very meticulous. You make sure that the president has their little cliff notes, and you make sure that everybody's set, ready to go before the council meetings. And it's been a real pleasure working with you for all these years.
As with all of you, thank you very much.
Carla, I can't believe I've worked with you for 14 years.
Oh,
I appreciate everything done. You've made my job so much easier coming in here every day, and I will miss you.
I'm going to miss all of you. No tears, okay?
Carla, I got to work with you here and when I was across the hall.
Yes, we did.
And I appreciated you, and I will miss you. Thank you for everything that you've done.
Thank you.
And Carla, I'd like to thank you for your service. You were one of the few that actually welcomed me with open arms. But thank you for everything you've done.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I'd just like to say I agree with what everyone else has to say. And
Appreciate that.
I'm going to miss you.
I'm gonna miss
You've made
working
my
with all
job
of
so
you.
much easier, and I could always depend on you to, whatever it is I asked for, you were right there, and the public has no idea what this lady does for you that you don't know about or see. She makes us a much better
Right.
council than what we would have ever have been.
And if I may, I would like to also echo that as well.
Thanks,
Thank you
Mayor.
for all your years, first as a
Back,
city
what,
councilman
14
and,
years,
like I
too,
said,
yeah.
and now as 6 years as mayor. You've been an asset to the community, and we appreciate your service.
Thank you.
And Carla, I don't know what I would have done with you without you in that, as coming on as new finance director. You have saved my life more than once in that and helped me research over and over and over again. And I, for one, will miss you greatly.
Thank you. I'll miss you all, truly. It has been a pleasure, and it's going to seem very strange. Come the next few Mondays in the first of the year, it's going to be odd.
When you're still sitting at the kitchen table with your cup of coffee, it won't seem so weird.
I know you'll have the computer on streaming the meetings, won't you?
Probably not.
Is there anybody else before we move forward? Okay. So at this point, I will make a motion to waive second and third readings.
I'll second.
Mr. Towesley?
Yes.
Mr. Pelot?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mr. McGlone?
Yes.
Mr. Kernan?
Yes.
And Ms. Whipke?
Yes.
And now I'd like to make a motion to adopt Resolution 104, 2017.
I'll second.
Mr. Towesley?
Yes.
Mr. Pelot?
Yes.
Mr. Casey?
Yes.
Mr. McGlone?
Yes.
Mr. Kernan?
Yes.
And Ms. Whipke?
I can't believe this is the last time with
You
you.
have to say that.
But
I know.
yes. Introduction of prior legislation, we have none. Unfinished business, is there any unfinished business to come before council? Is there any new business to come before council? Public service announcements, are there any public service announcements?
I don't have any this evening, thank you.
The only thing I'd like to say is everyone have a wonderful Christmas, a Happy New Year, as council will not resume until January 2nd, I believe it is, yes?
Yes, January 2nd.
And that will be for an organizational meeting. That stated, time is 7:57. Council adjourned with no further things to come before us. This was a tough one.
I could have went on and on.
I know.
I was going to say.
So I need. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, go. Thank you. Thanks for catching it.
Pittsburgh couldn't stop them.
Oh my gosh.
They came out the first.
I'm sorry. For
two
the Carla
drives,
one?
They looked. They were money.
Sorry about that.
And then it's like,
We did on the one that was for Rick, so there's like a company.